Hey, how you doing? Can you speak burps? I can. Um, how you feeling? Are you ready for a good time? Ooh, baby. So, the only way out of this game is that you serve love's co-creation. No made up, you know, following of a demigod or a, you know, anyway. What's fun about being so set on materialism, so set on getting your own way, so set on not appreciating, what God's given you. Yeah. Whoa. Something like that. Anyway, how'd you like Spinoza? He's kind of interesting guy, don't you think? So it's a countdown. I've been talking about the black moon. Get out there tonight. Look at the moon, right? See what you feel, and then close your eyes and see. What Jesus said? You have eyes to see, but you don't see. You have ears to hear, but you don't hear. Hey, Jane, let me put on my glasses and see what you're saying. Blessings, his love. Brother Al, we love, but don't be gross. The master, old crone. Okay. Well, I don't know what people want anymore. I tried to give a nice little interesting insight into what Spinoza was talking about in the 16th century. And all I got was whatever I got. Hi, how you doing? Are you wearing pantyhose? It's like, really? Okay. Do you ever use the N-word? I was going, you guys don't even know what that means, There's whatever his name is, 27. Hey, 27. Hello, my friend. Yep. Hell. Is that a guy or a girl? Or does it matter? There's two things going. There's gender and sex, right? Sex is about reproduction. You need a guy and a gal for that. But we seem to, there's some species that don't even need that anymore. But anyway, I do remember first still, which was done in the 60s. Do you remember first New York still, which was done in the 60s? My first still that was done in the 60s? I guess it was, my first still was my dad handed me his Rolleiflex 2 1/4 and said, there's no one here to take pictures of me. Take pictures of me. So I did. That was when he was, still a kind of a bird colonel, not anymore. Anyway, goodbye. Sunky one, remember? A Slinky Minky one, remember? I don't know. Got a little better than that. You may be in 80s. Tiger Jane. Well, let's see. I was in New York City in the 60s, and I was also in the prep school in Connecticut and Massachusetts on the border in New Hampshire in the 60s. And I was also in Worcester, Massachusetts in the 60s. And I was also in Putney, Vermont in the 60s, studying under Sensei. Anyway, what can I say? There's two of you there. Hey. 5 minutes and 31 seconds into the show, and what you know. So anyway, back to the dark moon, right? And it's hasn't been one of these for at least 26,000 years, right? And every 2,000 years, there's a different, change of things. And we've gone from the Piscean Age, which kind of was Jesus's thing, and into, or at least that's what he had to deal with, not so much his thing, into the Aquarian thing, which is, unconditional love, There was a great song in the 60s, It's the Age of Aquarius. That go get the words of that song and deconstruct them and see what you think. There's 9 of you there. Everything's in a code if you don't realize it. Everything you see, everything you taste, everything you touch has a meaning beyond the surface meaning. Shama treatment, water, they do piss in you. Well, it's all about letting go, not being bothered, not being annoyed. I'm a human being. I can get, and I'm also a New Yorker, so we're bred to be impatient. So I've done very good with that. I'm quite patient. I made a solemn oath to my teacher, a sensei, a seke, that he trained me, to be able to protect myself. And I was good at that. And I went past the fighting part of that to the thinking part of that. And I went from past the thinking part of that to the part of feeling that, and then I went from that to overstanding, seeing the whole picture, see what it is, and realizing best to just turn stage right and walk up the stage so they can't see you. That's usually the best. You can see them, but they can't see you. And again, that has a lot to do with this dark moon that's up there right now. And if you were to sit out underneath it tonight, like I'm going to, you know that the crone is the mystery, the key. Yes, of course, yes. Yeah, that's why she came. I was working with a really, puzzling ancient text, and she walked into that library looking like a homeless lady and just came out, what are you looking at? I just kept like what? And then she says, oh, you're looking for the key. You almost found it. And she kind of pointed in its direction, and I saw it, and I kind of plugged it into that document, and then everything fell into place. And she goes, you're a smart one. You need to study with me. And that's how I got to study with her, right? If I had freaked out, because everybody else, except for the librarian knew who she was, so she didn't get upset. But everybody else, totally freaked, because she smelled bad, she looked bad, and she talked bad, You thought my burping was bad? She in that into those, scholastics, she was vomiting on them. I mean, literally. Yes. Gift to the world. Of course she was. And she's still here. That's the other thing, guys. She is still here. And so are other masters, right? And they just are in, they get to a certain point, and they are dimensional, no longer two-dimensional. They're multi-dimensional, right? So they can have themselves in many places at once, because time is irrelevant. We are stuck in time, right? It's our little jail cell, right? That we put ourselves in, right? You don't have to be restricted. Even meaning she had a body, I have a body, you have a body. Your body is just your avatar. It's not who you are. You can get past that. And it's tough. I mean, it is. I mean, we're programmed so deeply that it's tough. What's the gift to the world? Still here and there. Still here and there. Exactly. So I'm going to sit out. Um, the bears are out and about. So and what's really interesting, I lock my door in the morning. I wake up. The door is unlocked. The big door is open. The screen door is there. But the latch to the screen door, which I also put on, is off. So it's like, someone opened the door. I mean, it's a locked door from the inside, and they unlocked it. Didn't break it. Opened it up. Took opened up the screen door, unlatched it, closed it. So I only wake up like at 3 a.m. because it's cold now. Right at night, it was 49 degrees up here. Right now, it's probably in the 71 degrees. The sun's going down, so it's probably in the 60s. So anyway, it's an interesting time right now, And what are you going to do with that interesting time? You're just going to ignore it and go to blah 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 about it, or what are you going to do? You can serve love's co-creation through it. It's just a lens. It's nothing big deal. A lot of people right now doing all kinds of ceremony. And ceremony is not bad. It's just a tool, but it's not the thing. People get caught up in the ceremony, right? That's why religions have been turned into business plans. Come on, James. Kick it out. Kick out to James, right? So, bottom line is tonight, we have 178 days, let's say, where we can drop our old skin and become a new spirit. Not new spirit, not a new body, but a new, maybe spirit's the right word, because the soul is a deeper entity. Spirit is the thing that motivates us in our material self. So, top fans. Yep. Jamie's number one in the hit parade. And so tonight and every other night for at least 178 days, there are lunar and dimensional and things in the cosmos above us that's going on. Why not say like to play? Well, play is a good thing. It opens us up. It gives us freedom. But it has to be play that is co-creation with love. I mean, but see, that's the only kind of play there is. The bully playing, no, that's not playing, because there's no co-creation. It's your fear amplified through your violence. And that's not playing, Playing is your appreciation, your grace, your faith that has been given to you, amplified by your joy. That's playing. So, what else is up there? Come on, Jamie, kick it out. 14 minutes and 33 seconds. It's 4 something, but it's a beautiful day. It really is. It's a beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening. I achieved a number of things that I was doing to achieve. So tomorrow I'm just going to stay here. Thursday we'll be here, but I'm going to do a few errands. And Friday I'll stay here. Saturday I don't know. And Sunday, Sunday I don't need to go to church because this is, you don't need a building. I interact with people. Like today, I had a friend who had a problem, and I have another friend who is older and wiser within the construct of that problem. So I put them together and assisted in mediation, and we'll see what happens. But they like the no man's land was, a fast food place, and everyone was rushing around fast food. And there's this one guy covered in tattoos, obviously has had some issues. And so, when he was talking to me for what I wanted, I kind of told him what I wanted, and it was somewhat more than the average, slop that they push out. So he actually did conscious intent. He actually made what I wanted in the way I wanted it, and he did a really good job about it, right? And then I said, "Put up your hand." I read his palm, and I saw a number of things that he had a problem, and part of my negotiations was to leave those two. So I was talking to this guy, and they were working it out between themselves. Anyway, um, he was like almost drawn to tears with a few of the things I said to him. And I said, no, no, no. Those tears should be joyful, not sad. Yes, they bring forth issues that you had, but you can wash them away. And I said, do you read your Bible? He says, I do, but I don't have a Bible. So I just went out in my car because, a place I work at, they have tons of Bibles. Nobody takes them. So every time I go there to volunteer, I take a box, of like 20, 30 brand new Bibles, and there are other religious books. They have, those things that give you a perspective on King James of who was doing what and where and what neighborhood. I forget, it starts with a P. There's a term about it. And also it helps you because virtually every, the 60 different books in the King James, written by 66 authors, that other book that starts with a P, and it's in a Bible. It's at the back. It's an extra 200 pages, and in the Bible part, it has all these little red letters that tell you what this part of Matthew is part of Deuteronomy and all that kind of stuff. It's a very good book. So I have a few of those that I give out to people that I see that are kind of want to go deeper into what the Bible's saying, because the Bible at blank is just a cartoon book put together by rich people who want to control the masses, right? And but because it was written by God, it's a lot deeper than that. And you start to look at the codes that are in it, you can really pick out some interesting things for yourself, because when you look at those codes, they are specifically dynamic to you, not just everybody, but to you. I mean, there's certain elements that the mystery is to everybody, but when you look it up yourself and you do the crunching of the numbers and picking at the sayings, it speaks to you, and that's what the Bible is designed to do: speak to you. Those who have ears to hear speaks to you. Those who have eyes to see, that you read it and you see it in the Bible, right? You just don't go along with what the minister or the deacon or the priest or the rabbi says. It speaks to you, right? Sabe I like to play, right? Anyway, good morning. Oh, look at that. 1919. 19 minutes and 19 seconds. I love those synchronistic moments. So here we are. This is a very interesting time. Donnie is doing all kinds of crazy shit, but pretty not crazy. They are, again, they're actually in the Bible, and he goes, I'm messianic, I'm here, I'm Jesus, I'm God, yeah, good luck with that, buddy. But we're all put here for a reason. We just have to, the only way you can see it is being a doula to love's co-creation, right? Not to being a jerk to some piece of document. I am from India. Oh, good to see you. And so, are you Buddhist? Are you Islam? Are you what are you in a religious sense, and how does that reflect on you? And how do you feel about your religion? And how do you feel that religion reflects the worldview? How about that one? Krishna or Morthy. Okay, what do you think? Message. Golly gee, come on. Is that your picture? Even in my glasses, I can't see that stuff. Ugh. Anyway, so KR, KRM or RM or just M. No, I like the K better. Krishna, yes. Hare Krishna. Um, so anyway, what do you get out of your spiritual life? How does that reflect your worldview, gang? And my world life, my spiritual view, which is that I am a doula for love's co-creation. That is, love's co-creation is the creator of all things, all knowing, all seeing, the alpha, the omega, before time, the whole ball of wax, right? Ergo, it doesn't get angry at you. It doesn't hate you. It doesn't, send you into the lake of fire. It doesn't punish you. None of the above, right? What it wants is to co-create with you. It wants to play, as our friend Jamie says, right? Wants to play. And playing gives the ability to see what's going on in our life. That's what play is all about. So, I love to understand what you're doing. So let's hear what you're saying. And again, anybody wants to get a hold of me, dudewake42 at gmail, dudewake42 at gmail. Want to throw something to the old PayPal, dudewake42 at gmail, right? Let's see how that works. I haven't checked it in a month or two, so who knows what's there. Usually it tells me, but I don't even, I don't have the internet. I'm not always connected to the internet. So that's good. Someone's being smart and going down the logging road slow. Can you hear that? That person has gone up and down that road many, many times and basically has broken the leaf spring of their car. Right? That's that little sound. And so they drive up and down that thing as hard as they used to. The bottom part of the car is going to go one way, and the cabin of the car is going to go this way. The chassis will go this way, the cabin will go that way. So one day that'll happen. But, and, as a New Yorker, I have been known to do stupid things with automobiles. And driving a car these days is one of my great tests of my patience. I go slow. I don't need to pass anybody. I go to speed limit. I don't do anything stupid, right? But at any moment I could, because I'm a New Yorker. Anyway, so what can I say? Spinoza, go look that boy up. Nice Jewish boy, 16th century. He was in Sweden, Stockholm, and he basically pinned the tail on the donkey, right? And then he had to pay for it, right? And then he realized the beauty of being all alone with God. What the fuck is that? Don't know. Someone's hammering something. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you later.